Everyone, from me, Brent Graham, at Good for the Game, and welcome to this stage 2 betting preview of the Tour de France. Yeah, looking forward to the action getting going into this one because I couldn't watch much of Friday's stage. I was away watching my son playing rugby, and had I been home, I probably wouldn't have had any electricity anyway. Anyway, a big upset here. Yves Lampaert taking the win. I know weather played quite a role in the first stage, but my goodness, I didn't expect this. I'd like to know what price he is. I can't imagine he would have been much shorter than about 33 or 50 to 1. So if anyone does know his price, perhaps post it in the comments down below. Wout van Aert, very impressive performance from both 5 seconds back. And what a signal today Pogacar has sent out already. Just 7 seconds lost to Lampaert there on the opening time trial. Ganna, my pick for the stage at what I thought was quite a good price, finishing 10 seconds back. I believe he did come in with a puncher, although I understand he didn't say that the defeat was due to that. Mathieu van der Poel, another good performance from him in a time trial, 13 seconds back. And then let's just go down a little bit to where we find Primoz Roglic. Good performance there, 16 seconds back, but he has lost some time already to his great rival. And in fact, his teammate finished just ahead of him, Jonas Vingegaard, but just a second separating the pair. Let's move on to the stage that we've got on stage 2, though. It's 202 kilometers. And the big thing about this stage is that everybody was hoping that the crosswinds would blow and we might get echelons early in the tour. Unfortunately, the forecast has not played ball yet. So what we've got is a pretty flat stage, a couple of little cat 4 climbs here, 1.3 kilometers, 800 meters, 1.1 kilometers in the sort of first half of the stage. But there's really nothing that you should see the sprinters getting dropped. I mean, we've recently seen teams try and drop the likes of Groenewegen on climbs and that, but these sort of climbs are way too far out and just not hard enough to drop any of the sprinters. So what are we going to get? Yes, we're probably going to get a fairly weak and controllable breakaway that gets away early. The teams like Quick-Step will keep them in order. Quick-Step, of course, defending the yellow jersey now, but not only that, they do have the stage favourite as well. It'll more than likely all come together for a sprint at the end, perhaps even sooner for the actual sprint here. It's going to be interesting to see who's got the eyes of the green jersey and who goes for that sprint. But this should be a relatively straightforward stage, although you would have thought that of the opening time trial as well, and it was certainly anything but that. So things should come back down together, and let's go and have a look at the betting then and see who's favoured to take this one out. We go to stages quickly. I'm on Sunbet now, and if I look at the stage 2 winner, we've got Fabio Jakobsen. A lot of pressure on him. He's, of course, come to the Tour de France. There was lots of talk that Cavendish should have been there, and he would like to just silence those doubters right now. He's definitely one of the fastest men in the world and warrants his favoritism there, probably at 7-4. Dylan Groenewegen, and we haven't seen a lot of him sprinting because when he was in Hungary, I think it was, he got dropped mostly on the climbs. But when he did sprint, he actually won quite well. And to me, he is a hell of a fast sprinter, and I like his chances there at 5-1. Caleb Ewan's coming here with a relatively low-key build-up. He's 13-2. Position could be a problem for him. He doesn't have, I don't believe, the train that certainly the likes of Fabio Jakobsen has. And going to be interesting to see how he's positioned right at the end there. Jasper Philipsen has also proven that he can beat any of the top sprinters in the world. No doubt for me, these top 4 are the fastest men. It doesn't mean that they're going to win. Tactics can also play a role, so can luck in running. And let's face it, unfortunately, we normally always get a few accidents in the opening stage, the opening sprint stage of the Tour de France. Wout van Aert there at 7-1. I don't see him beating the top 4 in the betting there. Mats Pedersen, he's a little bit further behind than he would like to be off the time trial. He rode a good time trial, but it doesn't look like he will. He certainly won't be able to take the yellow jersey. And Peter Sagan, I don't think he's got the straight speed to win the stage, but from green jersey purposes, I think he'd be quite happy to run into the top 4, the top 5. Mathieu van der Poel, I don't think he'll contest the sprint. Perhaps he'll go for a late attack. You never know. Just to mention, there are also matchups. I haven't had a good look at those yet. Before we go to our bet then for the stage, let's have a look at the latest classification betting. I don't think we're going to find much change, obviously, after what we saw today. And why is my there we go. Just taking a bit of time. Tadej Pogacar there. He's actually shortened from 13-20 into 11-20. Roglic and Vingegaard disputing second favoritism still at 4-1, and you get 20-1 and better the balance. Nothing really changing in the mountains classification. Pino and Pogacar there as well. And we've got Wout van Aert favourite in the points classification. Team classification, no change there. Jumbo-Visma certainly showed in the time trial just what a strong team they have. Young rider classification, all that looks like it's race over. So then, all that is left is for me to place my bet on the stage. And remember, you can also see what other punters are doing in the Good for the Game forum. We've got a couple of regulars who post on there. But let me post the bet for the stage. I'm going for 1 unit on Dylan Groenewegen. I think he's showed me that he's got the speed. His positioning is not always the best, but I think he's going to be the one. And I certainly prefer him at probably around 3 times the price of Jakobsen. So I like Groenewegen to win this one. I'll be back either late Saturday night or early Sunday morning with the Stage 3 preview. Enjoy the Tour de France, and let's hope for a cracking sprint finish.